So just like that, I'm back at work, unfurloughed and ready to face the day. Hopefully, some of you will be soon as well. The question is your car ready for you to go back to work? Have you been looking after it while you've been furloughed? So another suggestion was, what do you do with your car when you're not using it? How do you make sure it's safe to use? So a quick video today, let's have a look. So you've had the call, you've got to go back to work. You could be faced with the nightmare of this. Now, whilst traditionally you would have used jump start cables on another vehicle, more commonly now these small jump packs are being available. They're at a really sensible price. If you can get hold of one of these and the battery's not totally flat, you should be able to jump start the car. As with anything, you should follow the operating instructions for your jump pack. Not all cars have the battery under the bonnet. This one, the battery is tucked away in the boot. So you use the jump start points under the bonnet . Having got the car running, it's a good idea to take it for a drive, or at least leave it running for about 20 minutes. Get some real charge in the battery, it means it's going to start the next time. But before you go anywhere, it's well worth checking the tyres. Make sure they've all got air in them and that they're in a fit condition to drive. From a distance, these old mini tyres look like they're okay. You get a bit closer, and where they've been standing flat, they've completely perished and rotted away. Whilst you're checking the tyre, you might as well check the tread depth as well. You have to check the whole width of the tyre, as quite often they can be quite well worn on the inside and looking very fresh on the outside. If you haven't got a gauge, you can use these wear bars as an indicator of just how worn the tyre is. They usually touch the road when there's about 2mm of tyre left. Here in England, the limit is 1.6mm. So at the point where that wear bar is touching the road, you kind of need to think about changing them fairly soon. Matthew and I covered doing tyre pressures in our video on servicing the Polo, but just to show you a different style of gauge and a different way of doing it, I thought I'd demonstrate on this wheel here. These are the sort of thing that you find in lots of petrol stations. Push it on the end of the valve and read the pressure off on the display. This one, 15 psi. I actually don't run this tyre particularly high, it's not fitted for a vehicle, so let's add a little bit of air. Squeeze the trigger down to add, halfway, releases. You keep going until you see the numbers you want on the display. In this case, I'll set it to 20 psi. Perfect. The first time you drive your car after it's been standing for a while, you might hear some grinding, particularly from the brakes. Hopefully it's just corrosion build-up on the surface of the brake disc, which will be worn away by the brake pads within the first mile or so. If the grinding continues for any more than that, stop the car and have someone check it properly. While we're here, we might as well check the rest of the car over properly to make sure it's roadworthy. Let's start with some basic fluid checks on the engine. Let's start by checking the engine oil on the dipstick. First thing to do is to find the dipstick. On this car it's a little bit hidden. On many cars the dipsticks are now painted bright colours to make them easy to find. Raise the dipstick out, wipe it clean with a rag. Put the dipstick back in, quickly take it out again. Well, you can see that the oil comes up to where it says maximum. That's great, that's exactly what we're after. And on this car, you can see that dipstick is highlighted in orange. The coolant level on this car is visible through the top of the cap with a maximum and minimum levels. It's between the two, so this one's fine. And on this one, we'll just check the coolant. It's empty. I know that because there's no car attached to it. If your car's been sitting for some time, it might be quite dirty, especially if you're near trees or a railway line or a main road. Your windscreen would probably be filthy. Be a really good idea to give it a good wash, a good clean, to make sure you can see where you're going. And with that, hopefully your car is okay and ready to go. Ideally, if you can keep driving your car, it'll be much better for it. Cars hate sitting. Damp builds up inside and damage is caused. Well, I hope this video has been helpful, and thanks for watching. If you'd consider liking and subscribing, I'd appreciate it. But I'm just grateful you took the time out to watch the video. Hopefully next time we'll be back with Matthew. We've got some more work to do, more customers coming in, and Grubbymechanic and Son will continue. Take care.